How you doing?
Good, man. You laughing at my background?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like, not that it's like a bad background or
This
anything.
is
It's just
this is the most like I'm staying at my parents' house background I could find. Look, I brought this with me.
yes, yes, dude. I was really hoping for a wolf.
I got some. I know. I want. We don't. So that like big wolf picture I sent you is like in the like the seating area downstairs. But I had
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bring at least one Wolverine or Wolverine, a figurine, a wolf figurine is
A,
a Wolverine,
a
dude.
wolverine. Dude,
Figured it
I
out.
was gonna find some zebras, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, because you went home, didn't you?
I was at my parents' house too. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
No zebra, huh?
Well, I think they're
Do
all
they
in a
hang on to it?
box somewhere.
Do your parents hang
Yes,
on to things?
everything, dude.
So my mom, especially like with kid stuff, but my parents hang on to everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have like this whole storage space underneath the stairs. And my son like went spelunking down there and he's like found all kinds of stuff. He found this old box of CDs, like from when I was a teenager. Dude, it's a gold mine in there. Cause I remember I had all of that stuff. And then, Jan and I got married and then
Yeah.
I took it with me. And I had a pretty big CD collection. And then at one point we moved to Hawaii and I tried to like offload all those CDs at like a Hastings or something like that. And they wouldn't take them. Like they didn't take any of my, because it's Missoula and nobody's listening
Yeah.
to hardcore music in Missoula. Dude, so I've got some bangers in there. I gotta like go
Man,
dig it through. I've got like old Every Time I Die, old Norma Jean, like old Chariot albums in there. I've got some good stuff in there. So I'm excited to like pick through it. I don't think my wife's gonna let me bring it home yet. But now that I know it's here, I'll bring it home someday, find the
yeah,
spot
yeah,
for it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. No, my parents like saved all like every picture I drew for kindergarten project, and they just have like,
Amazing.
and it's like organized. It's not
Yeah.
like hoarder. It's not like hoarder status, but they just
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
all this stuff. But then the one that kills my wife, because like my wife's the opposite. She keeps nothing. She's like
Yeah.
minimalist.
Yeah. So
Like
is
no
mine.
sentimental
Yeah.
value.
Yeah.
And she's like, she looks at something, she's like, why do you have this? I'm like, well,
Yeah.
like a friend gave it to me,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but anyways, so then like what kills my wife is my parents will come down with like a box of memories and they're like, we
Yeah.
thought you'd like this. It's like
You want to
my
put this
wife's
in the
like, no,
car?
no, just
Yeah.
put it straight in the trash.
Oh man. So my wife and I are very much like, I think both of us, I've seen jokes out there too, like, ever wonder why millennials are such minimalists? And then it's like it'll show footage of like when you go
Yes,
home and just like all this stuff in your parents' house.
100%.
So I get it. I get it. How's it been, man? I mean, welcome back, everybody, to the Dads Who Mosh podcast. It's the first time we've really taken a break because we were both on vacation. I'm
Yeah.
still technically on vacation. I'm in Montana, but you went to Northern California, went back home.
I did. I did. Yeah. I
Nice.
had the most like if you're going to make a Hallmark movie based on 4th of July, that's what my vacation was. It was small town, backwoods, on a boat, fishing, swimming on a lake, out in the mountains, fireworks at this middle of this field out in this ranch, like the biggest, best fireworks show you've ever seen with a live country music band
Of
playing
course.
right next to it. Carnival rides and golfing and just tiny little
Awesome.
parade down a town of 3,000. I grew up. So I live in the opposite side of California right now. I'm down in San Diego, close to the border of Mexico. I grew up on the Oregon border. It's like 12 hours away.
Yeah.
So what a lot of people don't realize, and this kind of drives me crazy, is like California is so massive and there's
Yeah.
so many different parts of it. And anyone not from California, you say are from California, like, oh, like LA, San Francisco, and that's it. But I grew up in a town of like 3,000 people. And so I'd go out to Montana. Yeah. So like when
Smaller
we moved
than
to
where
Montana,
I grew up in Montana.
exactly. So like, and like people all the time, like, oh, you're from California. It's like, well, I mean, kind of, but like, yes. And
technically, yes, but not the California you're thinking of. That's so interesting too, because I mean, we've talked about it too on the podcast. Like people get mad, whether it's Montana or Arizona or wherever. It's like, well, you're from California, but it's like literally I'm moving to Montana to move to the big city.
Yeah, it was. There was a sense
Yeah.
of that for like Missoula was like big city for us.
Sure.
And so, everywhere is different, but like we got that all the time. They're like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. So, but then I'm like in this argument of like, oh, my hometown's smaller than your hometown or whatever.
Right.
So
doesn't count. Doesn't count.
I think there's a
in
country
California
song about
for some
that.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's awesome, man. We so like I said, I'm in Montana. We sent our boys, we put them on a plane for like the first time by themselves ever. I mean, they're 15 and 13 now, so it's such an easy flight from Arizona to Montana, just like a direct flight out of Mesa. And so
oh, nice.
Put them on a plane. So Jana and I had like our actual anniversary. We had all to ourselves. So our actual anniversary is on the 4th of July. So we have 18 years now. We're on our 18th year. And so we just had 18th anniversary. So working on 19 now, I guess. But so we, during the summertime in Arizona, super hot, resorts are really dead. So if you're a resident, you can get a super cheap like resort pass, go hang out by the pool. So we did that, did a nice dinner. And then Jan and I spent 2 days driving to Montana. So we did a road trip with just the two of us. Did that. We stayed with her side of the family up at Flathead Lake for a few days. And, it's always great. I mean, I've got a great family on both sides. You're just always ready, right? Like, that was fun. Let's move on, kind of a thing. So that was good. We're staying with my parents now. And it's just, I don't know. It's weird. And this, like, it's weird when you move away from your home state, you kind of like, anytime you have vacation, there's kind of this like compulsion to go see your family. And so I don't know, it's fine. I mean, I just, summer is great here in Montana, I don't know, man. I just get so restless. I'm always like, I want to go somewhere new,
Yeah.
But it's been good. It's always good to see family, good to just kind of bomb around, the old stomping grounds. Went and got tattooed. That's always like, that's one of my favorite things when I go to Montana, because my artist who's working on my leg is still in Montana. So shout out to Matt Plowman over at Black Owl Tattoo. I posted something too, just because he's going to be at that New York City tattoo convention that Civ from Gorilla Biscuits puts on. So he's going to be there. So, if anybody's out there and they're going to that show in New York, go hit up Matt if you want some traditional style tattoos. So did that. So, dude, this is like showing my age now. I said, and part of like the worst part, and too, like one of the worst parts about getting tattooed isn't just like getting tattooed, but it's like the weird positions you have to sit in to like reach where you're going. And I thought I was sitting fine for like the whole time. Apparently I wasn't, because I like moved. So we did some work on my knee for most of the time, some more on my leg, and then we did my knuckles and my thumbs. And so to like do the knuckles, I just like sat straight. And for whatever reason, as soon as I sat down straight, something happened to my neck, bro. And I could not move. I'm trying to move like this if I have to move. And it was like painful, but it was okay. But that night, which I'm all, dude, and here's like, I'm such a baby when I get, when I'm getting tattooed, I tough it out. But like the day after, I'm such a baby. It's like I just had major surgery. I'm just like limping around the house. I don't want to do anything. I'm all bandaged up. Dude, I was laying in bed with like my leg all out and wrapped up and sweaty and hot because it's all bandaged. But I couldn't even move. My neck got so bad. Like I was like, I think I need to like some ibuprofen or something. And I leaned over to my wife. I'm like, I cannot get out of bed. I was like, I cannot move. So I was like, I need you to pull me up. She grabbed my hands and pulled me. I was like, nope, can't do it. Like I was in so much pain, literally just from sitting. So the next day I loaded up on like ibuprofen and like icy hot rub and all that stuff. And finally, like it still hurts, but I was just like, dude, it's so like, I would understand if I got like tackled by a linebacker and my neck hurt like that. But literally everyone's like, what did you do? I was like, I sat down, bro. Like that's what did it to me. So
Nate,
better now, but
Nate getting tattooed is like McGregor fighting at 36. He just just like turned the wrong way and he's done. Huh?
Seriously, he's done for. I can't blame him. Yeah, I can't talk smack about McGregor because I just sat down and I was out for like 3 days.
That's so funny you said that though, because like last time, like I got something on like the back of my arm.
Yeah.
And so like Dave has me like lay down, which like first of all, it's like I feel weird laying for like an arm tattoo, but like whatever, like I'm gonna listen to him. And then it's like backwards, and then like like has nothing to do with where he's tattooing, but there's like a part of my back just like goes out, and I'm just like, oh,
I know,
and so much. He's like, "Are you okay?" Like, well, no, it's my back. It has nothing to do with you. I'm just like old, you know.
I know.
Yeah, it's so true.
Right. And here I was thinking too, like, especially like get my knee tattooed. I just sat with like my leg hanging off the edge of the table.
Yeah.
But apparently, or my wife was like, oh, it's probably just because you didn't have back support or something. I'm like, this is stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I mean, that's how it is. So,
yeah.
Well,
that's
it's
good
great.
to be back.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. You know, like it was really cool to have like a week off and just kind of schedule stuff out, and then like both of us be able to reset. But like also like I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Me too, man.
I've been getting those emails for Sound and Fury. I know like both of us, like that's like our big thing we're pushing for. So I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. Yeah, we've got some cool stuff lined up. I know we say it, a lot, but we got some cool stuff lined up. Some cool guests coming up. Some people I'm really excited to talk to and hang out with. So,
sure.
Thanks everybody for giving us a week off and, not just bailing on us. So, what I love too is you messaged me as soon as I put down the band I was going to do for bands you should know this week. I think I probably beat you by it by 5 minutes. So we both had the same band that we were going to mention. And I saw you added another one too, but we both equally want to give a shout out to a band out there called By Any Means. These guys actually reached out to us, which we love. Again, shout out real quick. If you're a new band, send us your stuff, man. We love getting it.
For sure.
When you look these guys up on Spotify, there was some like metalcore band like from 15 years ago called By Any Means. I didn't listen to much of that. That's not who it is. But By Any Means, these guys are they're brand new, man. I mean, they've just got and I don't mean this to sound elitist either, but like we get sent quite a bit of music, and like sometimes it stands out, sometimes it doesn't as much. I mean, we love all of it, but these guys just obviously stood out to both of us. This younger up and coming band, just like a very solid, clean sounding hardcore sound. Like the first thing I thought of was Hatebreed. But for fans, I think of Hatebreed, No Cure, Malevolence kind of a sound. Just that, like, really, like the production is really good on this 4-song EP that they have out. They're touring, they're playing some shows. I saw that in August they are opening for Out of Pocket, which is awesome. Like, huge congrats to those guys. So go check out By Any Means. We'll make sure, and we always have like the Instagram handle in our description for the podcast. So go show those guys some love. Really dig what those guys are putting out. So shout out to those guys for reaching out, sharing that too. Really love it, you guys. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was so excited to put this on the list for bands we should know, bands you should know this week, because like just like you said, we love getting when bands reach out to us, they send us stuff. We are all about these small bands that no one's seen. I mean, some of these bands that we were like putting out have like less than 1,000 listeners on Spotify, and like they deserve all their flowers. And like depending on like where I'm at when I check the messages, I know you're the same. It's like sometimes I'm like picking up kids and I can't like listen to it right now, or sometimes, but like every now and then this one just hit me just right. I got it. I pulled it up, and it's like first song, like, oh, okay, like this is worth a listen. And then there was one song in particular I really wanted to call out, and it's on that, and it's called One Love. So like Bob Marley, One Love, and it actually has Gridiron on it. So Gridiron's a featured vocal on this, and it's so cool. It's like a very unique. It starts off like your kind of classic hardcore 2-steppy sound, but then there's this like, I don't know, like groovy reggae breakdown in the middle. And then Gridiron hops on at the end of it. I don't know. It's worth checking out. It's like very unique, but very cool, very well done. So I heard that one, and it's just like you're listening to it. You're like, okay, this is like good hardcore. And then out of nowhere in the middle, you're like, okay, what's going on here? So go check that one out. And then, cool. I've had these guys on my list for a while. I'm bringing back Fulcher's Weekly Beatdown.
Yes.
These guys are so fun. You got to go look up Nuff Said Hardcore. So, they're, shout out Flint, Michigan, Detroit hardcore. These guys are in the Midwest doing it. They go up to Canada. They've played some shows up there. A really new band. Their first single came out in 2024. They had an EP out last year. That's really kind of like starting to help them take off. It's that style that I love. It's fast, aggressive. It's kind of got that rappy hip hop like vocals to it. Kind of think like Tsunami, or I brought up like Pissant. Like it's like in those kind of it's super two-steppy. So like I wrote down here, like for fans of two-stepping in the mosh pit, that it just has that beat to it, that rhythm. I can't get enough of it. I wish I had more. It's kind of like By Any Means, where it's like they just have one EP, and so you can only listen to like 5 songs. I wish I could throw some more on. So go check those guys out. Shout out Nuff Said Hardcore.
Yeah, that's right. Go check them out so that we can get more materials so that they can keep making music. So I love that, man. Yeah. I was thinking the other day too, I was probably boring my wife to death talking to her about music, like on the 18-hour drive from, Arizona, Montana.
Same
Were you doing the same thing?
I did the exact same thing.
We were talking about, cause like she will get on like a new metal kick every once in a while.
Yeah.
As we were talking about that, and then I started talking about beatdown, and I feel like a lot of these heavier beatdown bands that have kind of like the hip hop influence, it's almost like, because I remember listening to new metal when I was younger, and I just remember it was kind of like the gateway drug to a certain extent for like heavier bands too, like that and punk and some of these other more radio rock bands. But I always remember with new metal, like, I wish this was heavier. Like, I wish they would go harder. And I really liked like the blending of the hip hop and the hardcore. And so I feel like one thing to appreciate about modern beatdown for sure is it's taken that new metal to like that level. I think I always wanted it to be in like the 90s and early 2000s. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and even, I mean, when you really start drilling into these like genres and subgenres and sub-subgenres, it's like, is this really beatdown? Because beatdown is kind of like traditional beatdown is like slow and stompy.
Chuggy,
but this is like, it's almost like a new wave of that, or like because of like, it's like fast, aggressive, but like still really like moshy and two-steppy. And so like, and then like the kind of the rap influence that we both like, that you pick up on all these, like this, like new ones that we've been calling out. So I don't know. It's like anything, it's evolving, and it's hard to like put a label
for
on
sure. It is, man. I know we've said that before on the podcast too, but it's stuff that you're like, oh, metalcore, oh, beatdown, or hardcore, whatever. It's like, well, that could mean 10 different things, so no, it's awesome.
On our 11-hour drive up to where we were going, it was, I've mentioned this before, but my wife's car only has XM radio, and it was just driving me absolutely insane, because we're listening to like pop music for a lot of it, because we got the kids in the car and my wife. And then it's like, okay, if I want to break from that, everyone's sleeping, I switch over to Octane or Turbo, and and so like we're on to Octane, and there's a lot of bands that are like within our sphere.
Sure.
So like some Bring Me the Horizon popped up. Actually, their new one, Dehumanize, like pops up, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then there's like, then I don't know, the new like Beartooth comes up, and then it's just like I Prevail's got a new song out, and some things like that. So it's like, it's hints of like, okay, like, but then they'll hit you with something, and you just like, you can't change it, and you're just like, we got to get something in this car. It drives me crazy.
You're like, can we just get more Breaking Benjamin up in here, please?
Yeah, exactly. I sent you that picture of like Breaking Benjamin, and I was like, oh, okay, I could get.
Goes hard, dude.
So good. So good.
Oh, that's awesome. I put here, just something, and, talk about the scene and stuff like that. The scene is always evolving, especially when you get online, like Reddit or social media and stuff like that. Everyone's got opinions, right? We've seen it on our own social media posts. People are very opinionated. The hardcore scene is no different. One of the things I've been thinking about, because I read a recent review on the latest Boundaries album that comes out this Friday. And it was just like a scathing review. Like, basically, this album sucks. And I was thinking about that, and I was kind of thinking about it because I was listening to like a sports talk show as well, and it kind of like they kind of lined up together. The sports talk show, basically, this guy was like, my deal is I'm just going to be like player positive. I'm going to try to support the team as best as I can, try to get away as much as I can from talking about, yeah, these guys suck. Try to support the team instead of like a lot of these talking heads where like, this team's terrible, this point guard is terrible, this quarterback's terrible, whatever it is. When it comes to like hardcore albums, I know sometimes we joke too on the podcast. We're like, "Hey, this album's awesome. This album's awesome.
Yeah.
This new single is great." And it's like it may seem shallow, but like to me, I'm kind of just like I don't know. I feel maybe just like I feel positive towards music coming out in the scene. Now there may be songs that I just don't like as much, but I feel like personally, I just don't talk about them. It's like if I don't like them, I'm not listening to it. I'm not trying to be super negative about it, whether it's an album or a band or like even like a band changing its sound. I mean, I know we've kind of talked about that, but I try to just be like, yeah, they just changed it. It's not for me, but they're doing really well. So I don't know. I mean, part of it too is like, I just am not a super creative person. Like I don't feel like a super creative person. And I just
Yeah.
like, I mean, I've got a glimpse, just from friends who are in bands or people we've talked to and stuff like that. Like I've gotten a glimpse, but like I can't imagine like what it takes to find people that like the same music, write it, make it influenced by the bands you like, but not sound exactly like the bands you like because they're going to get called out for that. You put it all together, you get lyrics that mean something, you write it, you practice it, you promote it, you raise enough money to record it, like you put your life out there. Then you got to tour that release and night after night and sell merch and do all of this stuff. Like I can imagine what it all takes. Like, and then I see that I'm like, how do I have the right to be like, yeah, that sucks. Your album sucks. I don't care what you did to make this album. It sucks. Like I hate it. And I don't know. Again, I know he has a joke. Like I'm just turning into a big softie. I just want everybody to get a participation award, in hardcore. But I don't know. It's like if it's not for me, I feel like I'm in a spot where like, it's not for me, but I'm not going to be like, that sucks because I don't like it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. I think even when you look at sports versus music, there's a big difference because you can look at statistics. You can like take the person out of it. You can take like anything about a person, just look at the numbers. Like as a numbers guy, you can look, and say, okay, this guy has a better percentage and more points and more, time played and blah, blah, blah. And then, guys will argue about like, it's harder back then and this day and whatever. Like there's always going to be an argument, but like you can be very like just numbers and this person is better than this person and discuss and why. In music, it's so subjective. I mean, majority of the world hates what we listen to.
That's true.
So like
that's true.
There is like something about it that's like appealing to our ear holes, and it's just like, oh, this is awesome. This makes me feel a certain way and I want more of it. And so however our brain chemistry is that we like that, and it's so different from one person to the next. And so that's why it's so hard to sit here and be like, oh, this album sucks, because it's like, well, like that's just so subjective.
It totally is.
And I don't know. It's also like, part of it, like we talk a lot about like gatekeeping, right? Like sometimes like one of the reasons we like it is because no one else likes it. It's
true.
There's kind of this
exactly.
Like, you don't understand it, So it is so hard to blanket statement in a review and say like, 6 out of 10, this thing sucks. Like, I don't know. The other part of that is there are people out there that are like really good musicians. And so they could get in and say, okay, based on the guitars, like this is really talented. Based on these vocals, they hit highs that people can't hit and lows that people can't hit. I'm not a singer, but I know that Will Ramos is doing some wild things with his voice.
Right.
Totally. So there's like some like technical things in there that you could like criticize, I guess. But no, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, and I take kind of the same stance, or it's like, I don't know, if I don't like it, it's like, whatever. Yeah. I don't have to like tear it apart.
Yeah.
So
And I get that's like, it's the internet, everybody's got
Yeah.
their opinions and stuff, but I don't
And
know, man. Yeah.
I do feel like, and for the most part, it kind of like works itself out. Like if something's not good, it just
Yeah.
doesn't get listens, it doesn't get
Yeah.
shared, it doesn't, it just doesn't show up. And then like kind of,
Yeah.
but versus like if there's like something that's so good, then it just kind of takes
Right.
off naturally. So
Right, right. Well, I know we talk about, Turnstile a lot too, but I think that's a good example. It's like if someone were to line up Turnstile's discography, I would be like, one of these earlier ones is my favorite. This latest one is my least favorite. But that doesn't matter because their most recent one is going to have the biggest record sales. They're going to be playing the biggest shows. So it's like even if someone were to ask a room full of 100, hardcore snobs, like what are some of the best albums in hardcore, I guarantee a huge chunk of them are going to mention like Jane Doe by Converge or something like that. It's a classic album. That album is nuts. And like your average person, if they listen to
yeah,
that, they're like, what is this? Like, this is, so
exactly.
it's so subjective. And I don't know. I just think, because I mean, we talk about people we're putting out podcasts, there's people doing photography, there's bands, there's venues, there's like videographers, there's people doing like online zines and stuff like that. Like this stuff is hard. Like it's hard to do that. And I'm just more of the mindset of like, man, if you're putting your heart out there, you're promoting the scene, you're part of it, you're making music that we love, like awesome. Like I want to support that to a certain extent for sure.
Yeah. It also just is such a weird kind of concept of like like if there's a new album out, like go listen to it.
Yeah.
And like if you like it, listen to it again. Like, are you really
Yeah.
like browsing these reviews and be like,
Exactly.
well, let's see if everybody else likes it before I
Yeah,
listen?
yeah. It's not like a
I don't
restaurant
know.
on Google or something like that. Well, it's only got 3 stars. It's like I've listened to every single Boundaries album up until now, but I don't know, somebody didn't like it. So maybe it's like I'm going to listen to it. And we've talked about it. Like, it's
Yeah.
not my favorite, maybe, that they've put out, but it's like that doesn't mean I don't like the band. And I'm certainly not gonna be like, that sucks. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like maybe in the days of when you had to like buy a physical CD before, but now you can just stream it. Like,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
throw it in the queue. And if you like it, I don't know.
That is true. That's so interesting too. Like, not to go too far down this rabbit hole, but it's like we are so opinionated now, but I feel like it's because we're so spoiled because we
Yeah.
can. Like back in the day, if you bought a CD because you heard like 1 or 2 songs and the rest of the CD sucked, you kind of convinced yourself that CD was good because it's like, I just spent $13 on the CD. I have to believe that this is good because, I'm not getting those $13 back for sure.
Man, yeah, I'm trying. That has happened to me. I'm trying to remember, but it's like you get this one, you're so excited. You heard that one song on the radio.
Yep.
You pop it in, and you're like, okay, next. And then you're like,
Uh-huh.
oh, next.
Sure,
And then
another good one will come up.
Yeah. And you go back to track 3. It's always like track 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's right. I know. I always had like this. So I was like, I always feel like tracks 1, 3, and 7 were always bangers, and then it's like in between. You could take them or leave them. That's funny. So yeah, I'll have to go look through that box of CDs and see if I found any that I would like try to convince myself that I liked. Only to find out that I actually didn't.
This is just such an old, like a random old man rant, but I was trying to explain to my 14-year-old the other day the concept of CDs. Like he knows what a CD is, but what he can't wrap his mind around is that you couldn't just look up any song at any time, that you had to borrow, buy, you burn these CDs for a long time, and that like your music collection would fit into a binder. I was like, yeah, well, I used to have this huge binder, and you'd flip through and you'd put it in, and it's usually going to be an album. And so like you're listening to it, you're not just like, the kind of the idea of burned CDs is where we get the playlist. But like, I don't know, there's an entire generation, again, old man rant, that is like, what do you mean? Like, you can't just look up any song in the world and just put it on.
Exactly. I know. Yeah, man, what a world. But I think like it did. And it would be interesting to look back on like the albums that we cherish from that time and be like, would they still hold up if this album was, if Jane Doe, or if like, the opposite of December, and if these albums were released today, would we like love them as much? I like to think yes, for how
Yeah.
good they are, but it would be interesting to just do like a blind test, which you can't do because it's all out there. But yeah, that would be interesting.
Well, and it's kind of like the sports analogy of the different time, different tools, and
Yeah,
like now, like anybody can throw their stuff up, and if it's
yeah,
good, it can get found. Whereas
yeah,
like you used to like have these record deals and backdoor deals, and move to LA to try to start a
yep,
band
yep,
and stuff. So yeah, it's just the whole thing is so different.
yeah, yeah. Wild, man. We are getting old. Um, Speaking of getting old,
Yes.
dude, Evergreen Terrace is back, baby. I'm
Yeah.
so excited about this. I mean, they put out a split EP a while back.
Mhm.
But if anyone out there, if you follow Evergreen Terrace on social media, my message my cousin, who is like, I always listen. I went to an Evergreen Terrace show with him years ago when I was younger. I was like, dude, Evergreen Terrace is on their way back. He's like, I figured. He's like, they've been posting videos, and they've been posting like old videos of live shows. I love it. What we're super excited about is Evergreen Terrace has a new album coming out. They've got a new single coming out July 17th. And we're going to play a little snippet for you guys here. So you can check it out here on the Dads Who Mosh podcast, the new Evergreen Terrace single coming out July 17th. Check it out. Okay, awesome. So that was just a sneak peek of the new single from Evergreen Terrace coming out July 17th called Bolt Cutter. Shout out to Brad Moxie, the drummer from Evergreen Terrace. Brad reached out to us. We kind of talked about, the fact that Evergreen Terrace parted ways with their drummer a while back, and they brought Brad back, who, was their drummer for a long time. He reached out to us, shared that single. So shout out Brad. We're just super excited to see Evergreen Terrace back. I know they've got a tour in Europe that they're getting ready for. They've got some US dates coming up. So keep your eyes peeled. Sounds like they're going to, get a little more active on the touring circuit. So super excited.
Yeah, they shared this hilarious reel the other day. I don't know if you saw. I reshared it on our
Yeah.
page, and it was like, if you remember when this album came out, how's your vitamin routine going, or like, what's your daily vitamin regimen?
Exactly. Yep.
I was like, dang, that one hits so close to home.
So true.
Because it's about time for my vitamins.
That's right. My alarm just went off. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this new single's so fun. It's so cool. So honored that they would like send that to us and like let us kind of play that here for you guys. So yeah, check it out. It's awesome. It's really cool. And then pre-save it coming up this Friday. Go to their page. I think you can there's a link in their bio to go pre-save this new album. So go pre-save that on Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. So
yeah, for sure. Love it.
Well, as far as news, this isn't really news, but I wanted to talk about Hellfest.
Yes.
I was on vacation with my family, whom I love very much, in a KOA with 5 people. I wanted to be at Hellfest so bad, dude. Yeah. Oh man, I'm like sitting in this like little log cabin and just watching pylon after pylon and just the most epic mosh pits. And we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago about Hellfest and kind of the logistical nightmare that it was.
Yeah,
like shout out to them. I think they ended up turning it around.
Yeah,
and I didn't hear of any like issues, and I mean, it looked full to me. It looked like
Yeah.
a great spot.
Yeah.
So I was just
Cool
like,
venue, dude. Super cool venue.
yeah, exactly. So however they pulled it off, kudos to them. Um, and then, the Kevin that we've talked about, he was there taking photos. I think they've got a
Yeah.
documentary coming out or some kind of
Yes.
so we've got to go. I think go pre-order that. So go check that out. So just like it looks so cool with all these festivals we've been talking about. This festival season, Hellfest looked awesome. So
It did. Well, and that documentary, it's like I think it's like a bunch of live sets from the show with a bunch of the bands. They're releasing it on DVD and VHS, which I
oh,
love,
dude,
which is
that's
so
so
great.
great.
I'd love to
Yeah,
watch that on VHS. Like
I
I would buy a
know.
VCR and plug it in just to watch Hellfest tapes.
Dude, yeah, we might have to do that. That sounds
Uh-huh.
awesome. Just like
It does.
the aesthetic of it too, and
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, the other one I put down here, this is like within the last couple weeks that we've been gone. Ferret Music returns. The original founder came back and he brought back this label from the grave. So
Yeah.
I think it's super cool. They announced that they're going to start things off with Boar, who you called out
Yeah,
as
that's
one of
right.
our
Yeah.
bands you should know, and Wounded Touch.
Yeah.
So, new band, some legends. And if you guys didn't realize, Ferret Music, like back in the day, they were kind of crucial to like shaping the 2000s
Absolutely.
hardcore metalcore scene. I mean, they've like at their peak, they had bands like Killswitch Engage, Every Time I Die, Autumn to Ashes, Converge, Misery Signals, Madball, Martyr AD, Poison the Well. Like I just listed some because I was like, dude,
Yeah.
there's no way all these guys were on that. I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's exciting. And
That is cool.
I think in general, excited to see independent music labels come back. So I don't know. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the industry, good for the scene. So
Yeah. I love it. I love it for sure. Speaking of new music, some new music out over like the last couple of weeks. We were gone for a week, so playing catch up on some of these. We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks, getting ready for its release. But No Cure's new album came out. It is going to get dark. I really like it, man. I mean, again, I know I've raved about No Cure. I'm a huge No Cure fan. I think this year between Within These Walls and Sound and Fury and the pre-show for Sound and Fury, I'll see them like 3 times, this year. Love these guys. Their live shows are great. It is one of those situations, and maybe it'll grow on me. Like their last album just like blew me away. And that was really like when I discovered them too. So maybe it just has that special place in my heart. But I mean, this album is still good. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's still so good. The guitar tones that these guys achieve are just, and this is from a guy that really doesn't know much about music, but it's like I know when things, at least I feel like I know when things sound cool. But it's just like it's super cool. It's fast, it's heavy, it just never lets off the gas. I love too, like their guest vocals that they have. They have the lead singers from Cell. They've got Jay from Bayway. They've got the vocalist from Inclination, and then they've got Vincent from the Acacia Strain. Like all four of those bands are pretty different, like within the hardcore realm, right? Like, Cell's pretty gritty and, kind of, I guess they're similar somewhat to the Acacia Strain, but like Bayway is that like hip hop / beatdown. Inclination is more that like, straight up, just more like straight edge hardcore sound. I mean, I think that just shows the cool connection these guys have like within the hardcore community. And when you like get on like other bands pages, whether they're like big or small, whether it's like metalcore, hardcore, beatdown, whatever it is, like a lot of times you'll see the No Cure page like being like, this is awesome, you guys. Like they're giving shout outs to bands all across the spectrum of hardcore. I love this band, man. Like just the way they interact with crowds and stuff like that. They just seem like super humble, cool, super nice people, with just super heavy music. So very cool for sure. Super stoked that this album's out. Really excited to see him play some of these songs live.
dude, yeah, I checked this album out too, and I know you're the super fan, but you've made me a fan by like you
Yeah.
always like talk about them. And
Yeah.
then this album for me, so I'm not as familiar with their previous one, but this album for me, like start to finish, it was a no skipper for me.
Yeah.
I also wrote down the same things. Like it's so cool that like the amount of features they have on it. I love like spreading it around, and like you said, like they've got the like kind of rap hip hop from like Bayway and Jay, and then like Inclination and Varials and like all these bands.
And Varials, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and those bands are all doing like kind of their thing, So like from like Acacia Strain, like he's got that like deathcore growl, but then like Jay's up there rapping in hip hop Jersey style, and it's on the same album. And so I don't know, it's like a really cool blend of like death metal, deathcore, and hardcore, and so also just it's so like anti-establishment, like talking about like what's going on in our country right now, just hardcore, straight edge, heavy, angry. I think the angriest bands in the world are all straight edge bands. It's like you think about like Contention and Weapon X, like straight edge bands are just like so
it's
pissed
not
off.
Just I mean like everybody in hardcore is mad, but then you just add being mad at like alcohol and substances and all of that stuff. Like it's like an extra level of anger for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So but no, it's so good. I that the album specifically, you got to go check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. We talked about a release from this, or no, we talked about this band a little bit, I think a couple episodes ago, but Final Resting Place released their album, Third World Tribunal. It's on Mass Casualty Recordings. I know it was at least edited. I don't, maybe produced by Jay from Bayway, but I know Jay like had his hands in it. When I saw this album, I put this down here, like it looks and sounds like something that I would find in like a CD box at a pawn shop in the 90s. And that's not a bad thing. Like the aesthetic, the sound, all of it. I mean, it's just like, it's super heavy, dirty, gritty, nasty sound. I put here too, everybody, we were talking about Boundaries, and there was that whole kerfuffle about, well, Boundaries doesn't have any low end on their mix and stuff like that. Dude, I was like, maybe it's because Final Resting Place just siphoned all of the low end and just put it in. I mean, it's just like, it'll blow your speakers out. It'll make you look at your like bass levels and be like, did something happen? Did I actually blow my speakers out? It's just like, I don't know. It's like, it reminds me of the first time that I heard Converge. I listened to their album When Forever Comes Crashing, and it's so different from what, you're like, at least I was used to listening, like more finely tuned, produced, edited songs. And I was like, is something wrong? Like, why can't I hear his vocals more? Like, I don't know what he's saying, stuff like that. Kind of the same thing. So I feel like, obviously this sound probably is going to make some people scratch their heads, but it's just like, dude, I don't care. I don't think they care. It's kind of just this, it's a cool kick in the nuts to like larger recording labels trying to make hardcore bands sound a certain way. This is just, you can tell this is what they want to sound like. It sounds very cool. One of those bands that's like at the top of my list at Sound and Fury that I'm super, super excited to see.
Dude, this album is so wild.
It's wild, yeah.
Like I put it on for, so we could like talk to it on this.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this?
Yep.
I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome.
It is.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, like, okay, like I listen, you listen to certain music, you get fired up, you get pumped up, you listen to other music, you're kind of like vibing on like a summer backyard barbecue. Maybe you listen to something else and you have a good cry in your truck, what do you do to this music?
Dude, this music is like when you want people to leave your house, but you don't want to be rude, you just put this album on. And then you sit like in a corner and just stare at people until they leave your house. That's what you're doing with this album.
Or like windows down in your car at a stoplight and just like scare the like old people next to you. It's
making direct eye contact with people that pull up next to you. This is what you play when you're just slowly following like a whole pack of bicyclists on the road that aren't getting out of the way. This is what you play.
Yeah. No, it's wild. It's a wild album. So go check it out. All right, dude. You're gonna kill me for this one.
No, I love it. I just throw everything I just said out the window when it comes to being negative
what
about
I said.
music.
I'm just gonna completely contradict everything I just said. Negative reviews. Let's have one. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But I
don't know.
will give a reason for why I don't like this. I will explain myself.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So, Ghost Inside drops a new song, and it's with a country artist, Lakeview. So, another band who's paired up with Lakeview was Gideon. Okay, and it's like this new trend, this like hardcore country. I don't know, like another one that I don't understand and is very, very popular is like Bill Murray. I don't know if you,
Yep.
I don't get it. Again, maybe that's like the takeaway here is like other people can love it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
This song to me was one of the worst things I've ever heard. It's called Kill Me First.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt after listening to this song.
Dude.
I don't have anything nice to say about it. And again, it goes back to our whole review thing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's like we had to do this right
Here
after
we are.
Our
what are the odds?
Like
you had to pick like the worst song in existence. Like, oh, you don't think we should be negative? Well, have you heard the new Lakeview song? I go, thanks, bro.
Oh my gosh! Like,
dude,
the lyrics are just generic. The sound is generic. It's just so forced country hardcore, and I just hate everything about it.
Dude, this is. Yeah,
that's my opinion.
I will tell you why I don't like this song, and I feel okay about saying I don't like this song, and I feel okay saying this song sucks, because obviously there's going to be a lot of people that like this song. So me saying this song sucks means I think this song sucks.
Yeah, me too.
The reason I don't mind dragging this one through the coals is because it's not a hardcore song. Like, this is, to me, it's like we have our world, and I'm going to probably be a lot nicer and more lenient towards bands that are in our world. This has nothing to do with my music universe. This is like, to me, this is people that are trying to like siphon off from the growing popularity of hardcore. And be like, oh, look at us, we're hardcore. It's like, bro, no, you're not. To me, this song has nothing to do with the scene. So it's like, I will make fun of this just like I would make fun of like a new whatever Justin Bieber song or whatever, you know, that I just like, I can't stand the sound of it. I'm right there with you, because I do not like country music, like really at all. And it's like when you're taking like generic, meaningless, hardcore riffs, like lyrics, and you're just sticking it with the worst version of country, dude. Yeah, seriously, drive me off a bridge. It sounds so bad. Dude, your note here.
I can't recover.
Your note here that mashing country and hardcore is the worst thing music has ever done.
Well, other than that is great. I mean, maybe
objectively, this song is bad.
Objectively,
I've seen, so like for a while, Lakeview came up as like a suggested thing to follow. And I was like, you have got to get this out of my face immediately, because I can't, I don't know. Man. It's like, basically, it's like, it looks like Kid Rock to me. Yeah. And it's like, get these guys out of my face. Nope, John, I'm not here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be invited to any country music festivals anytime soon, but that's
okay. That's okay.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
The reason it's so funny to me is just the duality of our like.
I know,
oh man, nobody should rate anything. Right. You know,
let's be nice. Let's be nice. Unless
we just give our worst review we've ever given.
I'm not mad about it.
No. We're real people here.
This is our podcast. We can do whatever we want. It's like when I tell my kids, do as I say, not as I do. Right.
That's right.
Dude, I switch into like, more like, dad stuff and just kind of like more personal side of things. When we were at family camp with my wife's side of the family, there's definitely, I'm definitely more of like an introvert. So there's definitely times where like I had to separate myself sometimes and be like, dude, I am so worn out from being around people all the time. I already kind of feel like, different from everybody because I am, look different, listen to different music, like I'm in a totally different world that like nobody's really like, aware of. But even just on top of that, like I just like, I don't know, I get worn out when I'm around people constantly. That's like, it's not so much like introverted in the sense that like I can't talk to people, it's just more the sense like my energy gets drained when I'm around people rather than like an extrovert who gets energy from being around people.
Yeah.
Um, so, I think sometimes as guys, like, I think a lot of guys are introverted. I think the issue that I have here is a lot of time, like, I feel like in recent years, a lot of people have been like, oh, are you introverted or are you extroverted? And then as soon
Exactly.
as you find out, like, they either like they put a label on you or like once you say it, it's kind of like, oh, well, cool. Now I don't have to do anything because I'm an introvert kind of a thing. It's like my excuse not to talk to people. It's my excuse not to reach out. And that was my excuse for a lot of years. It's like, oh, I'm just introverted. I want to be by myself. I want to go to the gym by myself. I want to go to shows by myself. Like I want to do a podcast by myself, all of those things. And then it's like you step out of your comfort zone and you do these things with people and introduce yourself to people, man, it's so much better, I think.
Mhm.
So I think sometimes, yeah, it's like I get it. Like for me, as a guy who's introverted, and even like as a dad, like as I'm running my own business, like doing all this stuff. It's like sometimes the last thing I want to do is talk to people. Like sometimes I just need even like half an hour. Let me lock myself away in my room, just like catch a breather. Um, but I also don't, I think when we talk about mental health too, a lot of times like guys that are really struggling with their mental health, I guess it could be both. It's not just introverts, it's extroverts too. Like introverts, I feel like, they kind of isolate themselves and people, you got to check in on your introvert friends. Be like, hey, hey man, are you doing all right? Haven't heard from you. But a lot of times I think people are like, surprised too if like extroverts,
Mhm.
all of a sudden comes out that like they have suicidal ideations or they're depressed or whatever because it's like, oh, you seem like you're the life of the party. um but it's like a lot of times those people do that because they're trying to mask like these feelings they feel inside too. So I don't know, I mean, I was just been kind of thinking like the whole thing about like the difference between introverts and extroverts and how like you can't use that as an excuse to just be a jerk around people, but at the same time like it's important that we check in with our friends who are both introverts and extroverts because we're all kind of dealing with stuff in our own way.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's good. You kind of said this already, but I I kind of hate the idea of like an introvert or an
Yep.
extrovert. And my wife and I actually disagree on this. She like loves those personality tests.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you've ever done like leadership teams, right? Or
Yep.
they you're on like a team, like a manager, and you have everyone take these, and it's like, well, I'm a CB or I'm an
Yeah.
XZ or an element OP or whatever. And it's like
Yeah.
I've done those 100 times, and it's like I don't know, maybe this is part of my personality, but it's like I hate like being like labeled something like
I do
that
too.
because there's different situations. There's
Yep.
different, I've changed over time. And
Yep.
so I think sometimes with that comes, oh, well, we're going to treat this person this way
Yeah.
because they're a type C. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, like, or just tell me up front,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, or the introvert extrovert thing.
Yeah.
I know that was a thing long ago, but it seems like during COVID that took over, and
Yes.
it was kind of like, oh, there's like half the people in the world love being locked at
Yeah.
home because they're an
Right.
introvert, and
Right.
the other half
Exactly.
are going crazy because they're
Yep.
extrovert. And then
Yep.
there was me that was like, well, like I've I definitely am more of an introvert, but like I'm going crazy here, and like, but
Yeah. Exactly.
and I don't know. There's just
Yeah.
there's just like a spectrum, not to like
Yeah.
overuse the term, and then to your point, I think a lot of people can kind of like use the term as like an excuse of like, well, I'm not going to go because I'm an introvert. It's like,
Yeah.
or just like be a decent human
Yeah.
being,
Yeah.
and you know.
Or I'm not going to
So
shut up because I'm an extrovert. Like
yeah, yeah,
the
or
other
that
end of it too.
that's just how they are. They're an
Yeah.
extrovert,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's kind of like a weird thing. But with that said, I think that there's like like everything, there's like tools that you can use to like realize that some people, like you said, the whole definition of it is like, how do you recharge? Like, do you recharge alone or do you recharge with groups of people? And my wife definitely recharges with groups of people and needs that. And then afterwards it's like ready. And then for me, it's like, I need everyone to leave, like including my kids, and just like, and then I feel ready for another 11-hour car ride with everybody.
For sure.
So
for sure. There was, I don't know if you saw this, like, it's still around, but like the love languages. Did you ever see like the 5?
Of course, yeah.
I mean, if anyone's out there and they're familiar, it was meant for like a couples study, like married couples study or something like that. It was like, oh, well, if you don't feel loved by your spouse, what's your love language? Maybe they're not using their love language. And I think there's definitely some merit to it. But one time when I was in a work environment, we did that assessment, like with some of the other personality. And I was like, isn't this for like couples?
So weird.
And they were like, oh, well, still, we want to make sure you feel like, loved and appreciated within the. So mine like came out like physical touch and like words of affirmation. I learned within a day that literally almost exclusively applies to my wife. And that's it. Like, people like that I worked with were trying to give me hugs. Dude, the only thing I hated worse than getting hugs from like people that I worked with was the words of affirmation. It's like, it was so cheesy, so cringy. I hated it. So like within a couple of days, like, you guys got to stop. I realized very quickly that this literally just applies to my wife. Like, my wife gives me a hug. Like, you see it, like there's these posts on Instagram. Like, it quiets my mind, makes me feel so much better. My kids, especially now that they're older, if they give me a hug, I love it, dude. I'd take that any day of the week. Words of affirmation. I could have 1,000 people tell me I'm doing a great job. Doesn't mean anything to me. I'm more just like, okay, yeah. Let's just go back to playing golf or whatever. But my wife says it or my kids say it, means the world to me. Everyone else,
totally.
Nope. Doesn't mean it. As a matter of fact, I'd rather we not. But that's
and I think that's kind of like all the introvert, extrovert. To me, it depends. There's times where I can turn it on if I need to like show up at work and like, when I need to, or networking or, but then like there's other times where like I just want to be by myself. And so totally. I don't know. Yeah. But
yeah. Let us know, everybody. What do you think? Introverts, extroverts, whatever. Dude, Dads Who Mosh playlist editions this week, getting to the end here. We've got some repeat artists here, which I'm okay with. I like it. What do you got for us?
Yes, I know. I was debating this, but I haven't picked these guys since my very first one. Right. So I felt like we're good. Also, I've got a deep cut for the dads this week.
Nice.
So the song that I'm going to add, this one is like, to me personally too. It is Lost in Silence by Poison the Well. If you don't recognize that song, don't be surprised. It's from their debut EP, which is Distance Only Makes the Heart Grow Fonder. It came out in 1998. So this is before they blew up with Opposite of December. I love that entire EP. Like, if I could just add the whole EP instead to the playlist, like as like a whole, I would, because it's one of those like 5-song EPs. You just put it on and the whole thing just like it plays really well into each other. But this specific song, Lost in Silence, again, kind of, if you go on their Spotify, you got to like dig deep to find it. It's not going to pop up on their top one. And so me and my kids will like play this in the car just to like loot, like he's like bark yelling. And like I don't know, my kids love it. It's just fun. It's wild. It's unhinged.
Awesome.
And so I love that song. It like has like a special meaning to me. My like 6-year-old daughter is like barking, yelling out the window with this song.
So great.
My wife's like, "What are you teaching them?"
Raising
go
them
check
right.
it out. Yeah,
That's
and
right.
also just like go give the whole EP a spin. That
I'm going to. Yeah.
It's so great. Fun, and it won't even like, it almost doesn't feel like Poison the Well. It's like early, teenage Poison the Well. So it's great.
I'll check it out for sure. We have this artist on an earlier episode. All of this talk about Evergreen Terrace, especially that video that you shared, Jesse, on our page. This is the song that's in that video. It's the song No Donnie. These men are nihilists. I love this song, dude. Like this has that like the classic like call out right before the breakdown. When you're gone, no one will miss you. When you're dead, no one will cry. And it's just like I remember listening to this song like the first time I saw that, the only time I saw this band, which is why I'm like I have to go see them again. Like right before one of the breakdowns in this song, a vocalist, I can never remember his name. So they had a clean vocalist, and then they've got the, you know, the guy that does the shout or the screaming. And right before the breakdown, he just goes, shake it like a Polaroid picture. And then it goes into the breakdown. He used to do like all these random different call outs that just, you know, kind of like what the guy in Body Snatcher does
Oh
now.
yeah,
But it
yeah,
was like more like pop culture references and stuff like that. Dude, I love this band so much. I love this song so much. This one takes me back. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to this song over the course of like the last 24 years. This CD is buried somewhere in that box in my parents' closet. It was on the
yeah,
first iPod that I ever owned. I know I put this song on my MySpace page at one point. Dude, I love this song. So I had to put it on there just because I've been on an Evergreen Terrace kick ever since,
yeah.
you know, finding out about their new stuff. So shout out to those guys again. No Donnie, these men are nihilists, added to the playlist this week.
Such a great choice.
Yeah,
I
so
love that
good.
song too. Upcoming shows.
Yeah.
I know that you maybe have a little bit of a drought. I've got Warp Tour coming up. It's just a couple weekends away. So yeah, I mean, I talked about it last time. Really excited about it. Some really cool bands. But I was gonna say, I said this a long time ago. Shout out for the band Who Cares LA.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really excited for them. They were the band that was playing on top of their van
That's right.
outside of Warp Tour. And I got videos of the police coming and arresting them and them just like going viral for it.
Yeah.
And now they're playing at Warp Tour, which is so cool. So
That's so cool, man. I love it.
pretty stoked for those guys. They'll probably like play early, you know, but I'm gonna be there front and center for those guys. It'll be cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I did get my tickets to go see Norma Jean, so I'll go watch Norma Jean play.
Nice.
July 22nd or 26th. So that's like a little less than 2 weeks away. That'll hold me over until I come join you in California, and we do
Yes, sir.
the No Cure, Bayway, Big Ass Truck, Bolt Cutter the night before, and then Sound and Fury. So I think it's kind of like the next one, like, you know, within this scene and the community, people are really hyping up, you know, Hellfest because that was a big one. Now there's a ton of stuff out there, like getting ready for Sound and
Yeah.
Fury. So we've had some people reach out to us that are going to be there. We love it. Let us know if you're going to be at Sound and Fury. Come say hey. Jesse mentioned we'll have like stickers and stuff too. Hand out some Dads Who Mosh stickers. But yeah, come say hi. Love to hang out with you guys at Sound and Fury. So super excited for that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah. Hey, appreciate you guys. If you like what we're putting out there, we appreciate all the love and support out there. Give us a like, a follow, all that stuff. You guys know, all about that. We appreciate you guys sharing our stuff, hopping on, joining the conversation. Appreciate all you guys.
All right. Sounds good. Peace.
All right. Later.